So, when Disney dropped that first teaser for its live-action Moana remake, it did something kind of remarkable. It actually united the internet. Seriously, from all corners, you had critics, fans, and just casual viewers all asking pretty much the exact same thing. In this explainer, we're going to break down this huge and honestly surprisingly unified backlash to figure out what exactly went wrong here. This one comment right here, it just perfectly captures that gut reaction so many people had. It wasn't just disappointment. It was this weird sense of uncanny familiarity. You know, the feeling that what you were watching wasn't a fresh interpretation, but more like a high-tech copy that totally missed the point of the original. This whole idea of it looking like it was just put through an AI filter became a huge running theme in all the criticism. Okay, so to really get the full picture of this reaction, we're going to break it down into 5 key parts. We'll kick things off with that initial wave of just confusion. Then we'll get into the whole debate over what live action even means anymore. After that, we'll look at how the remake might be losing the original's magic, tackle the big question of timing, and finally, we'll see how this all fits into a much, much bigger problem for Disney. All right, let's start with that immediate, widespread reaction, because this wasn't about people picking sides or arguing about the plot. Nope, it was something way more fundamental. The question echoing all over social media was really that simple. What is this? I mean, in an age where the internet can't agree on the color of the sky, the Moana trailer created this super rare moment of consensus. People were just looking at their screens with the same baffled expression, questioning the entire purpose of the movie they were being shown. And all that confusion, it leads us right into the heart of the visual critique, which really puts the term live action itself right under the microscope. Right away, the trailer made people ask a really important question. If almost everything you see on screen is computer-generated, the landscapes, the ocean, you name it, at what point does it just stop being live action? Critics were quick to point out that, yeah, there are real actors, but they seem to be performing in a world that is, for all intents and purposes, still animated. And this really gets to the core of the visual complaint. The argument isn't even that the CGI looks bad, it's that it's too faithful in this really weird way. It looks like the designers just took the exact shots and character models from the 2016 movie and just slapped a photorealistic filter on top. You know, the seashell, the ocean, Maui's hawk form, it all just screams, this is the original, but with a different rendering engine. And look, this is not a new debate at all. Remember back in 2019, Disney's The Lion King got the exact same criticism, marketed as live action, but with 0 live actors or real places. You can even go way back to 1999 with The Phantom Menace, where some people argued it was basically an animated film because over 90% of what you saw was a digital creation. The Moana trailer has just thrown a ton of fuel on this old fire about where we draw the line. But the backlash isn't just about the technical stuff. People are also pointing to artistic choices, but they feel just strip away the soul of the original movie. One of the biggest complaints hits right at the heart of the film, the music. Viewers instantly noticed that the iconic song in the teaser sounds way slower. The original was loved for its power, its soaring energy. This new version, people are arguing, just feels drained of that life. And it's a trend a lot of folks have noticed in Disney's musical remakes. This quote just nails the broader feeling. It's not just about one song being a little slower. It's a symptom of what many people see as a systematic problem with these remakes. They take the vibrant, expressive qualities of animation, and in the process of making them real, they end up with something that looks realistic but feels totally lifeless. And that brings us to a major strategic question that's just hanging over this whole project. A question that has nothing to do with CGI or music, but everything to do with timing. The original animated Moana came out in 2016. This remake is set for 2026. That's a gap of only 10 years. As of right now, when the trailer came out, the movie isn't even a decade old. This incredibly short turnaround has left a lot of people just scratching their heads. And that super short time frame leads directly to the biggest question of them all. Who is this movie actually for? I mean, it's not some classic from a generation ago being introduced to new kids. It's a modern hit that today's kids already know and love. So let's just break this down. The kids who loved the original are now teenagers, and they're probably just going to say, the original was better. At the same time, new, younger viewers have 0 nostalgia pushing them to see this version over the animated one, which is super easy to watch. The argument is that if you wait 20 or 30 years, like Disney used to, you build up real nostalgia.
and it allows for a genuinely fresh take. A 10-year gap just feels less like a reimagining and more like a rerun.
Okay, so let's zoom all the way out, because the reaction to the Moana trailer is not happening in a vacuum. It plugs directly into a much larger conversation about Disney's whole creative and business strategy right now. A lot of people see this backlash not as just a one-off thing, but as the tip of the iceberg. It really reflects this growing feeling that the studio's dependence on remakes has gone from a fun novelty to a creatively bankrupt formula. So, what's the theory here? Well, after a few remakes didn't do so well or sparked controversy for changing things, the studio got terrified of taking creative risks. The new playbook, it seems, is to get rid of that risk by making the remakes as close to the original as humanly possible, shot for shot if they have to. The goal is to just double dip on something that's already a proven success without changing a thing. And this fits right into a pattern of these wider challenges they're facing. You've got the fear of creative risk we just talked about. Disney's also been struggling lately to generate that massive hype that they used to take for granted, all while other studios are dropping huge animated hits. And through it all, audience fatigue, people just getting sick of the endless parade of remakes, seems to be getting stronger and stronger. And that leads us to our final thought. Disney built an absolute empire on recognizable heroes and villains. But as it keeps going down this path of making faithful but often really uninspired remakes, it might be facing a brand new kind of antagonist, one that you can't defeat with a catchy song or a big CGI climax. So the question becomes, is audience fatigue the one villain that Disney just has no formula to overcome?